Hey everybody, back here at Charlie's place, and we have here today a Mopar W2 head. This one is dew drilled for different size header flanges. It's the Econo version because it has the rocker pedestal stands in. The valve sizes are 3/8. We didn't change them from what Mopar gave out and said to use. We'll see how they flow. These particular units are an open chamber design. I don't know how well you can see those, but we'll get to these later. Right now on the flow bench, we have a out of the box, never used, first time with valves in it, W2 head race version with the milled stands. So you have to put a aluminum stand here and then your rocker bar across. 202, 160, 3/8 stems. The boss is added on here to make them a little stronger, and they only have a single wide exhaust bolt pattern. This is a pretty stout head. It's a 769 casting, and we're going to flow them, see what it does out of the box. No port work whatsoever.
Fire in the hole.
trigger. And still rolling.
All right. Pause it. Why don't we do the exhaust?
Okay.
Pause it.
Unpaused exhaust flow.
Exhaust flow. Yep. Let's go. Pause.
All right. Take two.
All right, interesting stuff, guys. It's nice to, I'd like to thank Rob for bringing this by so we can have it as a reference. And when I first looked at it, first of all, absolutely love the head, right? Love it. I think it's a great design. Rob, how many CFM did I say the intake would flow when I looked at it?
When looking at it, you called 280.
And how much did it flow?
Well, the magic is
280.5?
280.5.
All right, it was a lucky guess, but it had some more than just guessing in that.
Well, you do it enough, you kind of see things, so.
Now, I definitely did not call the exhaust port.
No, you missed it.
No, I missed the exhaust port by about 80 CFM. The exhaust port, even though it looks like a great design, does not move a huge amount of air. Now, I'm willing to bet that's because of the way the throat was done. It's, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pull it off the bench and we're going to take a look at it. All right, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too boring. Take a good look at these. These are really, really nice. Now, some of the things we just took a quick look at, this are completely stock. So take a look at the valve job. All right, the throat ratio on the exhaust is really tight. It's only 81%. So that is definitely holding us up. And our intake throat ratio is 87%. Not as bad, but still a little bit below where we'd like to see it. Okay. This is the valve job from Direct Connection. Is it Direct Connection or Mopar?
Yep. Mopar Performance Direct Connection.
Mopar.
Synonymous.
This also has a different chamber. This has got a nice tight closed chamber. Really like the chamber on this. I would probably, depending upon what's going on, I would probably relieve these like I do on the Fuelies a little bit. I hate to do it, but I don't have a flow sheet. Wifey's having problems with the printer. So this is what we got. And yes, it's got a dozen mistakes on it because for some reason I wasn't able to keep the lifts straight. So this is no good here. Okay. Here are our lifts. This is where we are at 300. We got 176.6. Not great. I should take a look at the valves. Now the valve, no back cut on that intake. So if we add a back cut, we'll pick up quite a bit. Right in this mid-range here, we'll pick up quite a bit. Tops out, pretty good though. Now, a back cut may lower that a touch. Depending upon the RPM that Rob's going to spin this, it would stay no back cut. Okay? He's going to be running this on a what was the combination you wanted to do with this?
Tunnel ram duster.
Tunnel ram. How many cubes?
Yeah, that's to be decided, but more the merrier. I would like to get it around 400 plus cubic inches.
Yeah. Okay.
If I could bring the motor past 434, I'd be very happy.
Excellent. Take a look at the swirl. The swirl is kind of an interesting curve, right? 175, 500 and change, 680 something change, and then dead. Absolutely dead until she starts coming off the short side radius. That's something I would look at. I would definitely think about doing some work to this chamber and see if I can get that a little bit better. As far as the exhaust, I thought the exhaust would do a lot better, but that really tight throw ratio puts a limit on it. I've noticed it didn't even go up a lot when you put a pipe on it. But even just taking a look at this, I'm willing to bet, guys, we're making about 600 horse on this naturally aspirated with a decent sized Chrysler engine. All right. You got decent speeds across the pinch because the pinch was done really nicely on here. Let's take a look at that. Beautiful. Take a look at the pinch. There's hardly any pinch at all on these. Okay, so it's a really nice design. I even like the way they did the short side radius. And I'll flip the head over and you can see how they did it on the other side. They did a nice job on it. That doesn't mean it can't be improved. So take a look at our roof speeds. Cylinder wall side is 180, center of the cylinder 148. That can be improved. See, our short side radius speeds are pretty good, but you still got 395 in the center. I'd like to see them a little more even. Let's take a look at that short side radius. The short side radius is done really nicely. It has a decent amount of layback on it, stock. It does have what the heck's his name? Darren Morgan would call a hypercritical short side radius. There's quite a bit of a change in the angle right here. So that would need to be looked at. But overall, for a stock casting, it looks really good. It's also quite high. It's 1.2 inches high, that short side radius. And since it's a very heavy duty casting, I'm sure there's plenty of metal there. You could change that short side radius to get more top end flow. The exhaust bowl is done really nicely. You can see how it bulges out on the cylinder wall side to give it plenty of room to pass gases. Overall, this really just needs a cleanup. I would put a radius on that, take that 60 out and put a radius right up to the seat. It's got quite a thick seat. It actually, if you take a look at it, it's got, I think it's about a 5 or a 6 angle valve job on that. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Well, maybe not. But it looks like it's about 6 angles. The valve job actually looks quite good from the factory. Just I would radius that bottom cut in. And let's take a look at the other side. Okay, the exhaust is a D shape, but it's like a little bit of an offset D. You can see these a little bit too. Now, if we take a look at the air speeds they got coming out of there, that exhaust can be improved. The top looks good, the middle's not bad, the floor needs some serious work because look, we are completely dead in the middle and we're pretty dead on this side here. So it could use some work, but overall it's a really nice design.